Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. What's popping, guys? Welcome to ZeerTalks. And I never thought I would be making a video on pro wrestling because I don't think I'll ever have, to be honest. But in this case, I just felt like I had to do it. And for those of you who are living under a rock, yes, alhamdulillah ala kull hal, we are the first international country, and in my case, first city, to be getting a Wrestlemania. Um, I'm not gonna lie. I am in two minds, and I'll tell you why as we go on with the video. But before we begin, you guys know exactly what to do. Subscribe, press alarm bell for future content notifications, like, comment your way, go check socials, and inshallah, bi'idhnillah al-azim, you guys are well and satisfied wherever you may be. You can technically tell I'm kind of lost of words, even though on the watch along last night I was a bit shameless. I can't lie, because some people complain too much, but no, actually, a lot of people complain too much. Listen, I'm gonna give you my thoughts. Take it as you will. First off, I do have to say, I do feel bad for some international countries that should have gotten it. Like, for example, I think France could have gotten a show. I think England could have gotten a show. I feel like those two countries, proven by what they've done in the previous Raws, SmackDowns, PLEs, whatever it is, you can clearly tell they deserve an international show before we do. I am not going to deny this whatsoever. But I do have to say, it is kind of disingenuous the way people say, oh, sell out this, sell out this. But anyway, let's go through this one. So this is what happened. This is the announcement for those of you who don't know. Wrestlemania, by the way, that's a sick logo. I actually thought initially it was going to be in, in Jeddah. Because Jeddah have Al Jawhara, King Abdullah Sports City Stadium, which for those of you who watch football, that's where Al Ittihad play in, Al Ahly play in. That's where our national team plays, and that's where the King Cup final happen all the time. Castle Malik, you know what I mean? I thought I was going to be there for that reason, but it turns out it's going to be in Riyadh. Now, here's the thing with Riyadh taking the WrestleMania instead of Jeddah. A lot of stadiums are in working progress. For as far as I know, I'm talking about the big ones, because the only one I can realistically see us getting in Riyadh by the time we get to WrestleMania 43, which is in 2027, is probably King Fahd Stadium. And that one, if that holds up around 70,000. You know what I mean? So it's an interesting one. It really is interesting, because I could easily tell you that, and I thought so, to be fair, I'm not going to lie. I thought one of the stadiums in Qadiyah, like the Amir Mohammed bin Salman, Prince Mohammed bin Salman Stadium. But that would take longer, the way that the concept design looks like. I don't think it would be done by next year at all. So I would imagine if it's in Riyadh, they would probably be doing it in King Fahd Stadium. And that stadium, listen, it has its heritage, right? Like Al Hilal have played there, and Nasr played there. Back in the day, Cup finals used to be played there and all that stuff. So it has its heritage. The only thing is it's being renovated. And it's been renovated for a good year now. So let's see, man. Let's see if it's going to be done. It should be done by then, because the plan is to be using that stadium in 2027 for the AFC Asian Cup. That is the plan, according to the Saudi sports authorities. So, yeah, I would assume it's going to be there. But listen, just to dive into my opinions again on what people think. Now, listen, like I said, should UK and France gotten the PLE first before us internationally? Yes. I've said this many times. more so on England, but I'm now bringing France into the equation because their fans are unbelievable. However, everyone's saying sell out, sell out, sell out. You let's be honest, you eventually are going to be watching the product. And also, there are going to be a good portion of you that's going to be saying this now, and eventually you will be welcomed to the kingdom, and you will like our culture, and you will act like you've never said anything at this moment in time. So cut the crap. I'm going to be honest, cut the crap. Let's be honest. You're just not happy because it's in an Islamic country. That's it. That's all it is. That's all I see is Westerners not being happy that it's in a Muslim country. And I'm talking for in general. I'm not pointing at specific people. Generally speaking, that's all they do. Islamophobia, Arab phobia, everything Arab not allowed. I don't agree with this. Now, one thing I will agree with what they say, and I pray to God, inshallah, bi'idhnillah, that Turkish Sheikh, big up to Malay, طيل العافية وكثر الله خير and everything. I actually pray to God he doesn't take control on anything that goes in that show. Because if I see anything but The Rock v. Roman or something like that, yeah, Turkish Sheikh stinker and hooked. Like, even though thank you for the efforts and getting Wrestlemania and all that, you should not be touching creative. Let the creative go to the people in charge of WWE. Yes, you're paying the big money, but at the end of the day, let's be honest, that's not your field. Yes, you may have done a good job in, creating boxing matches. Like, I've gone to a few of them. Like, for example, Usyk and Tyson Fury, you know, or Anthony Joshua has had a couple of fights. You know what I mean? Like, he's made some big fights. I remember Anthony Joshua facing Ruiz long time ago. I didn't go to that fight, but that was one. There was a fight with Bivol and I don't remember who, and there was a whole debacle. He wanted the rematch, and I think they did get it as well. I don't know, but the point is, and by the way, I don't follow boxing too much. I've just been to events. Okay, the point I'm trying to say is, like, Turkish Sheikh, when it comes to boxing, has done well for himself. But this is WWE. WWE is not the same as the boxing. So let WWE do their thing. So, yes, that's the only thing I'm willing to agree with the foreigners that complain about this. Is the fact that whatever he's trying to book, like Undertaker, John Cena, Triple H, no. If that happens, عيب والله عيب. Don't do that. We do not want to see that. But if we're talking in like a cultural perspective, and if we're talking about wrestling fandom perspective in the Middle East and all this stuff that people want to spew out, shut up. I'm sorry, just shut up. Like, generally speaking, there's people that are not even from this country that live here. I can talk about UK, European, South American, even a few of them. Hell, there's even East Asian people living here. You know what I mean? Like, there is still a market to be targeting when you go to Saudi. So enough of the crap. That's all I have to say. But wait 1 second. Let me answer my dad once he's calling me. My apologies. My dad called me, but where I don't know where I was. Anyway, the thing is, as I was saying, yeah, just any foreigners just cut the crap. You're only not happy because it's in an Arab country. Now, as I said, I think UK and France should have had it ahead of us, but none of this whole thing of well, uh, what do they usually say? They're like, oh well, but let's be honest. Uh, Saudis don't know what they're talking about. They don't know what they're doing. Yeah, well, we have a lot of fans, and by the way, we are the same fans that booed Jade Cargill out of the building. And the other day on SmackDown, you guys were cheering. So, which one is it? You know what I mean? So, whatever, man, whatever. But I will say though, we are paying a lot of money for this. We are actually paying. So we are paying. So for Royal Rumble, $100 million and $250 million for WrestleMania. That's what it looks like. Um, Listen, man, I'm gonna try to go to Royal Rumble and WrestleMania, and I don't care what anyone says. I've been going to like PLEs in Saudi for years now, and I'm gonna continue to do so. Hold that. But I will say though, anyone that's English, anyone that's French, I do feel bad for you. Anyone else, and all due respect, you guys are just complaining for the sake of complaining. Um, but anyway, how and you know what? Actually, big up to Jester. Maybe I feel a little bit bad for Australia because to be fair, Australia have a lot of you know they do get robbed a lot. Like especially based on what Jester has told me, they do be getting robbed a lot of events. So I'll give Australia another benefit of the doubt. But anyone else, yeah, allow it. Just genuinely allow it, man. But anyway, I'm gonna end it here. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section down below. I do have to go. So yeah, guys, you know exactly what to do. Subscribe, press the alarm bells for future content notifications, like, comment your way. Go check socials and inshallah well wherever you may be. And yeah, until then, take care. And you know what? Yeah, I'm gonna play this on my way out. See you later.
I said, give me